So I had a friend of mine reach out and ask me if I could make something for them to display their collectible decks of cards with. At first, we were talking about just a single display for a deck of cards. He has these protective clear cases over them. He wanted a way to display them on a shelf. We figured out what exactly we wanted. Some of the design parameters were that he wanted the suits embossed on the back of it. He wanted them to be accessible from the front. You can grab and rearrange them and all that, and that it needed to be slightly angled back so they were stable. Just got a nice chunky base, a little bit of an angle. We got the cool embossing of the suits, which I think turned out really nice. Adds a lot of character to the piece. So I sent him some renders. I'll pop some of the renders up right here. And he asked me if there was a way to build it almost like bookends and have a center section that could store decks of cards in this orientation as opposed to this orientation. So I went back to the drawing board and came up with this guy. It will store up to 6 decks of cards kind of side by side like that. The angle comes back. I just extended it out to match the design, and I think it turned out really great. On the bottom we got my logo. You might be wondering what these shapes are right here. I had to design some kind of connector, keep them attached to each other when they're on the shelf. I mean, you don't need to use the connector, but if you want them to be as symmetrical and flush, then you would want something to connect them with. So I came up with these little guys, and it's just a symmetrical little hex shape that kind of tapers at the top so it's easy to locate. Kind of locks into the bottom, but doesn't actually lock in. It just kind of locates it there, so you'd have to slide it around. You can't pick it up connected. So you just kind of do that, and then slide your other one on, and now they're perfectly locked into one another as long as you don't pick it up. But like I said, you'll be able to hold one out like that and then just have a couple or up to 6 in the center. And if you want to add the other end, it's easy as that. So yeah, let me know what you think about this, if this is a cool design or not.